Just give me a minute. What about to the video? This is a paid request for DavieVids. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. That's usually the best way to do it. Do I have a Patreon and CashApp as well? People asked about them. It could be any movie review, re-review, topic, reaction, commentary, whatever the case may be, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. And this is for the mean one. The horror film that is The Grinch, but they can't say The Grinch because I guess they can have the look of The Grinch, but he doesn't talk, and they can't say The Grinch. They've even got jokes of they're about ready to say and then it cuts away or someone interrupts, so they call him the mean one. Instead of Whoville, it's a town called Newville. But they do have a character named Cindy. It does take place around Christmas. And it looks like the Grinch. And actually he's played by David Howard Thornton. He's the guy who plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier movies. Although, I'm not a fan. I did not see Terrifier 2 and 3. I was not a fan of the first Terrifier, but even I will admit, I do think the guy who plays Art the Clown at least brings a bit something to his performance. They didn't even give him that in this. He really he's, I wouldn't say barely, but he appears once in a while, and even then, other than one bit where he does this over-the-top neck crack thing, and maybe he'll do like this once in a while, it's just, anybody else could have played that part. And before I get into the film, I'm going to go on a rant on, I am sick and fucking tired of these public domain taking a beloved character and making it into a horror film, slasher film, because it's public domain and now you're allowed to do it, and they're just getting out of hand, and I'm sick and tired of it. They're not fun. They're not clever. I know DavieVids, he mentioned, I don't think he was a fan of this, but he thought it was better than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I don't agree with that. I think it sucks as much ass and dick as that film. And whatever the hell that Steamboat Willie one I saw, Mickey Mouse, what the hell. I did not see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I'm actually surprised I have not been requested that yet. And they're doing Popeye, the Slayer Man, which pisses me off even more because I love Popeye. I always want to see a new Popeye movie. They were talking about doing an animated film. There's even footage of it, but it didn't get made. So instead of getting a Popeye movie, we get this crappy looking thing. Next year they're doing a Bambi one. They're doing a Peter Pan one. They're doing another stream, I think it's called Streamboat, where it's on a boat. On a Steamboat Willie. So there's another Mickey Mouse one, there's a Bambi one, there's a Peter Pan one. That's next year. I guess Popeye would be next year as well. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Sick to death of it. In fact, that's what I'm going to put. I'm sick of this. In fact, I'm going to write that down so I won't forget. I am sick. I'm sick of this. Because I will forget. I'm sick of it. It's so lazy. It's fucking lazy. It's not clever. They do nothing clever with it. Now my nose is itching. I swear I did not do cocaine, but maybe I should. To sort of hurt less than this. At least if my nose bled, there'd be a reason, unlike watching this shitty movie where my ass bleeds. I don't know, too much information. Thankfully it did not bleed. But it wanted to, because I was this verge of crying. The mean one. These properties get public domain. And they go, well, we're going to take this, we're going to have a cheap-ass budget, cheap-ass effects, cheap ass actors who can't act the way out of a paper bag in a fucking snowstorm, and just have terrible production value, terrible dialogue, terrible on every sort, where we don't get the laziest directors and the laziest writers and the worst actors, and just make some fluff piece, jack shit of all addendums flying through their fucking foreheads, and release it. And the idea of, whoa, won't it be fun to see the Grinch kill people, Winnie the Pooh kill people, and that will bring viewers and eyeballs to the screen. And obviously, I guess it's success because they keep doing it. Because it does get easy promotion. In this day and era where films come and go on streaming, and it's hard for your film to stick out because every day material is being thrust out there. Because it's not quality, it's quantity. It may not be good, but there's 10 of them, and now you have 10 choices to watch, and hopefully get some kind of revenue for the streaming platform it's on. And that's what they want. And what's an easy way to promote it? Oh my, it is on these horror websites and other websites. Oh my god, they're doing a Popeye the Slayer movie. But if you're doing an original project, it won't be featured as much on that website. And it won't get that many views of the trailer on YouTube. Just people watch and go, wonder how stupid this looks. Wonder how dumb this looks. Same when the movie comes out. Oh, I wonder how crappy this movie is. I wonder how stupid this movie was. Oh, I wonder how dumb they make it. And it's that curiosity like a car crash. So then they get more and more views, more and more money, more and more revenue. And to me, at least if I watch it, A, I'm going to get paid for it. And B, I'm going to watch it on some place that they're not going to get the benefits for. And if you know, you know. I'm going to join Captain Jack Sparrow. I'm going to find and watch it in a way so that they don't get anything out of it, but at least I get something out of it. That's the same thing I did with this film. I watched it, not in a way they benefited. It's just all the benefits for me, baby. So at least there's a win somewhere in this bullshit. The mean one. Yeah, I took a shit at a toilet. I'm sure that's the mean one too. So it takes place in Newville, not Whoville. And we see Cindy as a kid where, oh, you have this narrator. Because the Grinch had a narrator. Only this narrator sounds like a white guy. A nasally white guy wanting to be Morgan Freeman. That's what this narrator reminds me of. Well, when Andy Dufresne got out of that place there, went over to... you're not Morgan Freeman. You're not, I mean, you're nasally white Morgan Freeman, but it just annoyed the piss out of me. So Cindy sees what she thinks is Santa, but it's the Grinch, and he pats her on the head. The mom comes down, and of course, understandably, sees a green monster and freaks out because doesn't want her kid hurt. And then horrible shaky cam, quick fast edits, accidentally kills the mom. She lands, someone goes through her throat. Cindy goes, monster! And we find, I'm going to jump ahead, this is spoilers. Jump ahead. Apparently the monster then has decided to kill people because Cindy called him a monster. I'm like, you killed her mom. What was she supposed to call you? Daddy? What the fuck else was she supposed to call you? A cab? To go home? So it's 20 years later. Cindy has come back to Newville. She's with her dad. She meets this cop named Burke. Horrible acting by everybody. There's no natural acting. I don't know where they found these actors. Maybe at the bottom of his Cracker Jack barrel. Or maybe, I don't know, in the cereal box. proof of purchase. You did yourself an actor. I don't know. I mean, I could act in this movie. And I know I'm a shitty actor, but I would fit with these folks. Her dad puts the light up on the tree, and he gets killed. Where the Grinch, I'm going to call him the Grinch. I know they can't say the Grinch, but I'm going to call him it because that's who it is. Pushes the dad's head against the door, and bad CGI. Someone goes through his eye, and we see it because Cindy's at the door here, and something goes through with terrible CG blood. Terrible lines like, "You don't forget the day your home died." Can this movie die? Can this trend die? Winnie the Pooh, bag of money. Popeye the Retarded Man. Bambi sleeps and pisses on Adam Sandler's face. Peter Pan took a nosedive off the fucking... He did Peter Pan off the thing. I'm tired of this fucking shit. It's just so fucking lazy. And we can't get, an actual good Popeye movie nowadays. We get this bullshit. Talk bullshit. I don't know why I'm getting so pissed, because I'm tired of this fad. It's fucking stupid. Fucking dumb. Fucking lazy. And then it tries to be a bit like Jaws, because the mayor wants to keep things quiet for the tourist business. And then jump ahead, you find out that the mayor and the sheriff, not the top Bert, but the sheriff, they made a deal with the Grinch where the Grinch kept coming in, and if anyone has anything Christmas up, he'll kill them. So they said no more things to Christmas, which how that reminds me of My Bloody Valentine, much better movie. And then made a deal with, they made some tourist brochure so that tourists will go on the mountain there, and the Grinch will kill them. It's like, if you kill them, then leave us and the town folk alone. And it's funny when they look through the tourist brochure, it's like the worst Photoshop, where it's like a guy's head so big for the body, and people put in, but they're putting the cheapest Windows Movie Maker ripoff Photoshop. They didn't even try. They didn't even try. But I know I jumped ahead. So at this point, the mayor just wants to keep things quiet. We find out later as to why. Cindy looks at the crime scene, finds the flowers connected to this mountain. When she goes up there, it's funny. She's looking for the Grinch who killed her dad. But then she'll see a couple and get a camera and go, smiling, taking pictures. Do you remember what the fuck you're up here for, bitch? Your dad was murdered by the monster that killed your mom. I would not be with a camera going, oh, there's a cute couple. Day. So lo and behold, the couple gets attacked. The guy gets I forget if he got killed. But it's very shaky. You don't understand what the hell happened. And then you would think that the reveal of the face of the Grinch would be a grandiose moment with a build-up and ooh, there's the Grinch's face. No, they revealed the Grinch's face in the daytime with the sun blinding us, the viewer. Where he's looking like this, but the sun is blinding, so you can't see what the hell it is, but it's supposed to be the big reveal of his face, but the sun is blotting shit. Great job, director. When you got your license to direct, did you also get a free food coupon? More coupons for you? And then she took a picture of it, but it's a complete blur, but she decides to put them up as flyers. Even though it was just a blur. You can't see anything on it, but she puts flyers up. So then this random group of Santa cosplayers get to a bar, And the Grinch, I guess, has this kind of way knowing, just knowing, so he goes there, and that's where he does the over-the-top crack. Now, you think, okay, he's going to kill everybody in the bar who has the Santa outfit. If you're expecting gore, like Terrifier movies, you're going to be really disappointed. It's messy, completely messy editing. You'll see him do, like, throw someone across the counter, or you see some blood, but it's either some really god-awful CGI, like there's a grinder, and someone goes to the grinder, but the CGI might as well be MS Paint, Mario Paint. Maybe they did with Mario Paint. And you can't understand what the hell's going on half the time. He cuts some people up with his claws. I think there's something that he slams them down onto it. But it's such messy editing that there's no flow to it. It's like people running around, but no one bothers to, I don't know, knock down a window and go through it. Because apparently there's no windows in this bar. I don't know how many bars have no windows, but apparently this don't. They're just throwing, but they're just like going all over the place in the backdrop, and it's just very messy scene. With horrid CGI. And so Cindy meets this older guy whose wife died from the Grinch years ago, named Doc Seuss. As in Father of Apollo, as in I'm going to shovel a lightning bolt up your ass, Zeus. Not Dr. Seuss, but Doc Seuss. Who kind of looks like Santa Claus on his own. And again, this is where they can't say the Grinch. So each time he tries to say it, someone interrupts. Again, I don't know how that works. Where you have the look of the killer. I guess parody still counts as parody. I don't know how it works. At one point, I think Bert, like a cop finds the cave where the creature's at. The creature's very underutilized. Like David Howard Thornton, if you like the guy, he's not given much jack squat to do in this movie. And like the way it looks cheap. It looks like a Lifetime Channel movie or Hallmark Channel movie with the way it's filmed. Like there's bits when, I think it was when the dad and Cindy are putting up decorations. They have the Christmas tree lights. And you just see like lens flares fluttered. Not quite that Total Recall remake, but still like noticeable to be distracting. And so the lead girl thinks she's fucking Heather Langenkamp from Elm Street, just starts training or putting traps. Or she thinks she's fucking Ronda Rousey, where she's punching and now she's shooting and traps. And then she's like dressed like Ronda Rousey, like poo, 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 poo. I'm like, you ain't doing do shit. Although now all of a sudden she's like muscled up. I'm like, you took some steroids? Some random cook is killed. He gets like a cleaver to the head and cut up. The lead lady, Cindy and Bert, they looked at pictures. Awful Photoshop. I mean, there's heads that are too big on bodies and this stuff put in that you tell just forced in there. It's just some horrible Photoshop. The mayor is trying to leave, and we find out she was, what I said before, this whole deal. So she's in her car, the car stops working, but the music, Christmas music is playing. But apparently, she can't shut off her radio, or she can't just turn off the car. I didn't understand that. Like, she bumps something, and then she just does this. I'm like, it's a radio. You do this thing where you turn it off. And if you can't turn it off, there's this key in your car that you could use and turn off the ignition so it doesn't play anymore. The battery's dead. You can't do that. Why she doesn't turn off the car? I don't know. Did she know? She's scared. Oh my god, he's gonna come for me. Then turn your fucking car off, bitch. Kills the mayor with the trunk, slams it down. Although the way it's quickly edited, you can barely see stuff. So that's really, what's the point? Like, I would say, the whole damn thing, you're wondering, I say what's the point? The point is an easy cash grab. Where it's advertised and people go, wonder that's like. Even if it's bad, how bad it is or how stupid it is. Then they watch it, then more than likely you're going to hate it, and then you move on to the next one. But they got your view, they got your money, and there you go. I did, not me. Not today, I watch it some other way. But for other people, got theirs. But you think about, okay, it's the Grinch. Have them talk. Be like Freddy Krueger or something. Funny lines. Like, honestly, what did this better? Jack Frost from 1997. I'm not talking about the Michael Keaton one. I'm talking about the horror film. That was a slasher film on Christmas with a totally ridiculous idea, but the kill scenes were more fun. The editing was not as hyper, and Jack Frost had a personality with purposely bad puns that was still kind of funny for how bad they are. And that film knew what it is, and it got the joke, and it was just an entertaining B-movie. Like Jack Frost, which I know was on Blu-ray, but sadly I never picked it up. I think it's out of print, damn it. Because I would like to pick that up. I have to look up. Maybe someone has it. I don't know. It was on Vinegar Syndrome. I think it's out of print. Could be wrong, but anyway. That's how you do it right. But here he's barely utilized, and the kill scenes are messy and bad CGI, and you don't have him taught, so there's no personality or fun, bad one-liners or good one-liners or anything. You do nothing with that. It's poorly made. It looks like shit. The acting is crap. Hell, the acting of Jack Frost was better. I think the guy who plays the cop was actually decent among some of the others compared to people here. Piss poor acting, piss poor everything. Sucks ass. And the rooster feels the same way too. Wanted to give his approval. So Cindy, Bert, and the sheriff, ultimately they're by the cave. I'm trying to remember what all happened there. I think as Cindy's trying to kill it, then Bert gets there, I know the sheriff gets there. Either way, there's a trap, the sheriff gets killed. We don't see it, but we see an arm thrown off towards Cindy. Bert, the cop, doesn't really do jack squat. The older guy, Doc Seuss, gets hurt. And then Cindy tries to fight. The one kind of clever thing I will give this movie that I thought was kind of funny was she has a shotgun that's dressed like a candy cane. So it's a shotgun, but it's like a candy cane looking shotgun. Where like the colors on it, red and white. And then there's a baseball bat that has Christmas lights on it. So if it hits, the glass will explode. That's the only clever thing I thought of this movie had. But even then, even these scenes look like crap. They're not shot well, they're not choreographed well. Her using the shotgun. Like this, the director definitely doesn't know how to shoot action worth the pot to piss in. There's an ornament. He has a grenade dressed like an ornament. But again, throws it. Horrible CG explosion. She's ready to kill it, sees that he's got the necklace that Cindy gave him when she was a kid, and then remembers that the Grinch accidentally killed her mom, and then he had this look on his face, and then she said monster, and then he was pissed. So she forgives him. I don't know if someone killed my mom accidentally or not, and then went on to murder my dad. I would not forgive him. I want to shove the shotgun up his ass. But this is the way to kill him. But she didn't know that. She didn't know that this was the way to kill him. She says, I forgive you. And he like has this look on his face. And then something's going on with them. He pushes her away. I think it's the one line he kind of says, move, go. Turns around to protect her. And then you realize his heart grew 3 times and that made him explode. Don't see a lot of gore in that. Fucking when Whitehurst did in Child's Play 3 looked better. Better movie, better character, better everything. But when Whitehurst jumped on the grenade, that looked more vicious and better than here. I like Child's Play 3, always did. Underrated sequel, Child's Play 3. Fucked a little better than this. So, that's what I'm like, so wait a minute, he started killing people because he was called a monster when, like, yeah, you killed someone's mom. What do you expect him to say, thank you? Kisses, forgives him. He turns around. Now he's like sympathetic. Oh, because in the Grinch story, he was a mean one, and then, oh, he had a heart, and whatever. Okay. And then they go on this, like, montage where apparently people hear about this story, and now they're all going to be touring that mountain. And the narrator, everything was fine and a happy ending, but there was always next year. So they're hoping they get a sequel. Well, it's 2022 this came out. It's 2024. There's no thoughts of a sequel. Thank God. So yeah, looks like no sequel for you. Which I'm surprised because Winnie the Pooh got a sequel. But I guess, even with this, people are like, a Grinch horror film. Nah. Or maybe because of the title. Because they couldn't, like Winnie the Pooh, the title's there. They couldn't put the Grinch on there, so maybe some people didn't even know what the fuck it was. Unless you saw the trailer. Because the Mean One is a very generic sounding name. I hated this movie. I hate these kind of movies. I don't think it was better than Winnie the Pooh Bag of Money. I think it was just as shit. Just as awful, just as terrible. Poorly made, poorly acted, poorly implemented. Piss poor of a pot to piss in. But portly pricks preying on people's pompous attitudes of pissossery. I don't fucking know. I'm floundering here. Fuck this movie. I'm tired of this damn trend. But there's a Bambi movie, a Popeye movie. Winnie the Pooh 2 I never saw. There's a Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie one. I don't know if I would get requests for them. Because like I said, I didn't get a request for Winnie the Pooh 2. But, who knows. If you do, feel free. Links are down below. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.